All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are looking at a really fascinating text, Healing with the Quran and the Sciences of the Prophets. This book lays out a whole system of healing that's rooted completely in faith, in prophetic traditions, and in the Quran itself.
Now, to get you hooked, the book doesn't just start with a bunch of abstract theory. No, it kicks things off with a story, and a pretty famous one at that, to show you what it claims is possible.
And here's the really powerful part. The book claims that the musician Cat Stevens, who you probably know as Yusuf Islam today, had a throat condition so severe he literally couldn't speak. According to this text, after medical treatments weren't really working, he got his voice back and his health restored just by listening to recitations of the Quran.
So a story like that really makes you stop and think, right? It brings us right to the big question this book is asking. Can a sacred text actually cure physical disease? For the next few minutes, we're going to unpack the methods and the beliefs this book puts forward as the answer.
Okay, so that's the big opening story. But what's the actual foundation for all of this? What are the core principles that we're talking about here?
Well, the whole system is built on this concept called al-Tib al-Nabawi, or what's known as prophetic medicine. The book presents this not as just a list of remedies, but as a complete, holistic approach to your health, all drawn from the teachings and practices of the Prophet Muhammad.
And at the absolute heart of this is the belief that the Quran itself is a source of shifa, which means healing. This verse, which is cited right in the book, is fundamental. It suggests that the very words of the text, when you hear them and believe in them, have real therapeutic power. All right, so if the Quran is the spiritual bedrock, what about the physical side of things? What are the actual tools you use? Well, the book lays out what you could almost call a prophetic pharmacy, and it's filled with specific foods and practices. And here are some of the star players in this so-called divine pharmacy. Now, it's crucial to understand these aren't just seen as healthy foods. According to the text, they are divinely prescribed remedies for all sorts of ailments. Let's zoom in on a couple of the big ones. Honey gets some serious respect in this text. It actually quotes the Quran, calling it a substance that has healing for people. The author even goes a step further, claiming that honey can heal a person from every single disease, by God's will. And then there's black seed. This might be one of the most powerful claims in the entire book. It cites a prophetic tradition that states black seed is a cure for everything, except, the one thing you can't escape, death itself. It's basically framed as this near-universal panacea. But hey, it's not just about what you're eating. The system says that certain physical and spiritual practices are just as vital for your health, everything from daily prayer to some very specific therapeutic procedures. Yeah, and one of the biggest physical treatments you'll read about is hijama, which you might know as cupping. The book describes it as this method for purifying the blood and treating a whole range of issues. It even gets super specific, telling you the best days of the lunar month to do it, like the 17th, 19th, and 21st. Okay, so now we've got the pieces, the recitation, the diet, the specific practices. Let's see how the book says you should put them all together to tackle some of the most serious health conditions imaginable. So for cancer, the book presents this incredibly detailed regimen. You can see right away it's this intense mix of the spiritual, we're talking 7 hours a day of listening to the Quran, with a really strict diet involving that honey and black seed we just talked about. Plus, there's anointing with olive oil. And what's really interesting here is that it also explicitly says to keep getting medical checkups. And it's a similar kind of approach for AIDS. The treatment plan in the book starts with a purely spiritual step, repentance. Then you see those familiar elements again. 7 hours of Quran, the honey and black seed diet, anointing the body, and this specific instruction for a ritual bath. The book's perspective is that the illness is a kind of punishment for straying from the faith. And this is a really crucial idea to grasp. The book basically looks at illness in two different ways. On one hand, you have your physical ailments, but on the other hand, it claims some illnesses come from unseen supernatural sources. And if that's the case, they need a spiritual solution, not just a physical one. And this really breaks down what that means. For example, the text suggests that something like infertility could be caused by the influence of a jinn. It talks about the evil eye, not as some metaphor, but as a real affliction that can cause harm because of someone else's jealousy. And it lays out these detailed game plans for countering what it calls sihr, or magic, using specific prayers, rituals, and even certain types of dates. All right, so let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture here. What's the one overarching philosophy that ties all of these different pieces together? When you boil it all down, the main takeaway from this book is pretty simple. Your body and your soul are not separate things. They're completely intertwined. A person's physical health is presented as a direct mirror of their spiritual health and their commitment to living a divinely guided life. And this quote really says it all, doesn't it? The author's view is that often, if you're sick, it might just be a sign that you've wandered off the right spiritual path. So the ultimate cure isn't just a remedy, it's about returning to your faith. And the belief is that once you do that, physical healing will just follow. Which, of course, leaves us with a pretty big question to think about. In our world of high-tech medicine and scientific breakthroughs, where do ancient faith-based healing traditions like this one fit in? And what does their persistence tell us about that deep, timeless connection between what we believe, how we feel, and the human search for well-being?